Hey, what's good, everybody? It's me, your boy Benjamin Banks, and you're watching a new Leveling Up video review. And I got my co-host Rebellious D with me. What's up, bro?
Hey man, what's going on, brother?
Hey, it's good to see you today. It is a
Yeah,
beautiful
man.
Sunday morning, even though it is raining outside where we are right now.
Yes, it
And
is.
yeah, I mean, I love the rain. I love the smell of the rain. The only
Oh
time
yeah.
that I hate the rain is when I have to be outside in the rain and I don't have an umbrella or a jacket.
Oh
Um,
yeah. Kind of sucks, man.
It does, man. It really does. Usually I don't wear jackets a lot because I'm a bigger guy, so it's like I tell people I'm like a bear. So
It's a good way to put it.
yeah, it's just crazy. It's like I don't get cold easily. So yeah, that's our day. Like I said, today is Sunday. It is January, or not January, but February 7th. I'm sorry about that. And
Yep.
on today's review, we are reviewing the recommendation by my boy Rebellious D, Violet Evergarden. Before we
Yep.
get into this review, make sure that you like this video, you subscribe, and you hit that bell so that way you're always notified when the Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks crew is on the scene. So let's go ahead and get into today's episode.
Podcast in the description below.
All right. I like how you dropping it now. I usually like to wait until the end of the video, but you can go ahead and drop it now.
I got to put my touch on things, man. Come
Hey,
on.
I'll remind everybody at the end of the video, man. What
I like putting my little touch on it, man.
yeah. Hey, I like your little touch. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
That's what she said.
That's what she said. So let's go ahead and get into the review. So you recommended this anime to me. How did you come across this series?
Just kind of surfing around like people like us do, and the different streaming services, and it was there, and I felt like it was something different. So I started watching it, and I just kept going to the end. I didn't really have any problems getting to the end, but yeah, I just kind of surf around sometimes and look around, and I was like, Violet Evergarden. She reminds me of Noelle Familia from Blaze Blue. So I was like, yeah, she looks like a cool character. Let me see what this is about.
Okay. Yeah, man. When you told me about this show, I saw the animation, and the animation it looked really crisp.
Mm-hmm.
And I was looking forward to checking it out. Now, how you said that you didn't have a problem getting to the show, I had a problem getting into it because usually when it comes to watching anime, I watch it at the gym when I'm doing cardio. So when I'm doing my cardio at the gym, it's like I would like to have something that gets me pumped up and kind of motivates me, and you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, no question.
like just like listening to music at the gym, you want to have the right type of music when you're doing stuff. You don't want to have something that is kind of dragging along. And to me, like that's what this anime kind of did.
A slower pace.
It is slower paced, but it's telling a good story about the character Violet, who
Yep.
is she is a soldier of war, not a soldier
Yeah.
of war, but soldier of war.
Basically a retired soldier, I
Yeah.
guess. I mean,
Yeah, I said that right the first time. Yeah, she's a
Yeah.
soldier of war, and she pretty much has little memory of everything that happened. She also lost her arms in the battle,
mhm.
so she has to get automail arms put onto her, so that way that she can kind of return to society. And
Yep.
the person that comes and helps her out is Claudio. I believe I said his name right. Claudio.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Claudia. Sorry, Claudia.
Claudia.
Claudia, who
Yep.
was in the army and served with Gilbert, who is the person who saved Violet. And Violet still thinks that he's alive. Everybody tells Violet that he's alive. And as the story progresses, she eventually finds out the truth that he sacrificed his life in order to save her. Now,
Yep.
as the story progresses, it starts off slow. It's
Yep.
picking up all of the pieces of everything that has happened since the war, because the war is over now. Like when she wakes up and when she's rescued and stuff, it's like the war is already over. She thinks that they're still at war at the start too when she wakes up. Now, D,
Yeah.
how did you feel about the beginning story where it's like she is somebody that's just coming back into the world. She doesn't know what's going on. Her memory is kind of sucky at the moment.
Yeah.
So how did you feel about that and her character growth from the beginning?
I thought it was pretty interesting. as far as her being a character, basically going back into the real world, which is interesting because you don't know where she came from. You just know that she was employed by the military, and she's with the captain.
Yes.
And I was trying to think of his rank. Yeah,
I believe he was the captain of.
yeah, he was the captain.
Yes.
And it's funny because at the beginning of the show, you have no idea that she's really a human because of like her characteristics, her emotions. She's very robotic, to
Yes.
say the least. And I thought that was interesting, her actually being human, to come to find out. And I guess it's just her about. It's just neat seeing the transition in her, and they have a special that follows up, and they have a movie tied in, and it's just curious to see, does she go further in, and does she get this robotic feeling away from her? Does she become more like a real girl, I guess?
Yeah.
So I like it a lot. I actually did like it.
Yeah, that is an interesting fact about once the anime starts, because I wasn't sure if it's like I knew she was human, but I wasn't sure because she ends up joining Claudia's mail service, typing service.
Yep.
Which I forgot what the name of the typing service is, but they're pretty much dolls. And
Yep.
dolls, they're good when it comes to typing up messages for people, so that way the person's points get across. Because I can't remember if not, but isn't it because like some people like they just don't know how to type or something like that?
It's because they don't know how to express themselves in letters, and it's a way for them to look more professional.
Mhm.
And like you said, to get their message across, because I know one of the stories, or one of the clients, if you will, is a brother writing to his sister, I believe, or a sister writing to her brother.
Yes.
I think it's the right way, the brother writing to the sister, and he doesn't know how to say things.
No. It was.
It is the sister.
Yeah, the sister, because Violet, she ends up going to school.
Yes.
And it's like it's pretty much to help them get better at writing messages.
Mm-hmm.
Violet was already top notch.
Yep.
Violet, she's a character where it's like she's good at everything that she does.
And I think the thing too that's interesting about Violet as a character, Banks, if you think about it, is she is a soldier, So words would never be hard for her to put down what she needs to put down, right? She's a soldier. So why would she's used to putting her life on the line. So I think that's part of why her as a character it's easier for her to write letters than other people, because she's emotionless.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like asking a computer to write hey, can you get this to such and such? And she's just like, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Because we see
Yep.
that when the one girl comes to the place, and she wants Violet to write a letter for this guy that she's interested in. And Violet, she writes the letter. She says pretty much what the girl wants to say, but it's like you said, she's emotionless with it. So it's like it kind of ruins things between the girl and the guy, because it's like the girl, it's like she was still trying to play along with the guy, but it's like Violet made it seem like it's just like, I don't really want to be with you for real. Like, I'm only with you because what you can offer me. And she didn't want that. So that's just something, as the show moves along, like that's the reason why Violet goes to school and whatnot, so that way that she can get more emotions, because she doesn't even know what love means. And like that's something that Gilbert says to her before he dies. He tells her that he loves her, and she asks him, what does that mean? And it just goes into playing along with how, is she human? Is she not human? Because when we're introduced to her in a flashback, like Gilbert just finds her.
Yep.
And it's like she's kind of like a feral animal for real, where it's like she doesn't know what to do. She's very quiet, she's timid, and by spending that time with Gilbert, she ends up opening up, and she wants to learn more.
Exactly.
But yeah, I mean, like I said about her going to not the auto mail, but the doll building. I'm mad.
The doll institution thing.
The doll, like, I'm mad I can't remember what the name of the place is, but her co-workers at this place are Erica, Catalea and Iris and their
Yep.
calls as well. And like I said, like they all write these messages and whatnot, but Violet, she's the best of the best. Like she can get through messages in a snap of a finger
Yep.
compared to some of the other girls. And I just feel like it's because of who Violet is. We find out later as well that she has to take orders. She can't do anything on her own. So as the story progresses, she learns more about human emotions by writing these stories for people and by being around other people who want their stories, or not their stories, but yeah, their letters
Yeah,
written
their
out.
letters written.
Now I will say, like the first couple of episodes, like they were really slow to me. I want to say episodes I had got it's 13 episodes total. So episodes
Yep.
1 through 6 for me were kind of slow, but then once I started from 7 to 13, like that's when business really started picking up, because we got the flashback stuff with Violet, seeing how she was back in the day, how
Hmm.
like you said, it's kind of like she had PTSD, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And we see how she was, we see the relationship between her and Gilbert, we see that Gilbert, he does start caring about her more than as a person. Like he
Yep.
falls in love with her just because of who she is. And it's sad, and I understand why she felt the way, not knowing what love is. And so then we find out that Gilbert's brother, Beatrice,
Yep.
he pretty much, and again, like this is what I mean, where it's like the creation aspect, and is she human or is she not? Because it's like Beatrice, he alludes to that he created her. You know what I'm saying? Like she was his, and then
Yep.
he threw her away because he didn't need her anymore. Like he felt like she was defective, and that's when Gilbert finds her. And it just makes me think, and I'll ask you this, D,
Yeah.
do you think that Gilbert knew about his brother's, I guess you could say, experimentations, or do you think that he just found Violet and was just like, oh, okay, like this is just a normal girl? Do you think he knew?
I think it's interesting. I think he probably at some capacity did know what his brother was doing. And I'm just Diaphragm. I'm not sure. Did he just like kind of like whip her into shape?
Yeah,
Or it's just interesting because of the certain details they chose to leave out of the story. You know, it gives you, it basically drops you right in the middle of things, essentially, because you don't know how long she was employed by the brothers' family, by Gilbert and his brother and all that stuff prior to this battle. So it's interesting. And then Violet, she doesn't quite get to know what love is because Gilbert gets cut short.
yeah,
So, it's like, what if he didn't die? Like, what would have happened? Obviously, the war is outside of the radicals, the war is basically over.
it is.
Because coming to the end of the season, they go into the treaty.
Yep.
So it's just interesting the what ifs that this show possesses.
Yeah, I will say
Hmm.
that there are a lot of questions that need to be answered. I know that there
Hmm.
are two specials that have come out after the anime series. Also,
Yep.
too, you can watch this series on Netflix.
On Netflix.
The whole season plus the two specials are on Netflix. We haven't checked the specials out yet, but D is going to be doing a Rebel review for
That's
those
right.
specials. So make sure that you stay tuned to that, so that way that you can check that out when he does that. But yeah, I mean, like I will say, like at the end of the series, I did have questions that I wanted to know if they could be answered, because she still thinks that Gilbert is still alive. And I mean, like I had told D, and like we had mentioned in our Stargirl review, make sure you check that out too. But spoiler alert, Starman, he survives. And we're just
Yep.
like, how did he survive? I mean, like we saw
Hmm.
him die, so it's like we're just gonna go along with it's not really Starman, it's somebody
Yes.
else, because it's like the story was already good as it was, and then now he just shows up. So I just have a feeling it's not him, and I kind of feel like that's what we might see in this series, where it's no possible way that Gilbert could have survived, because we saw like he pushed her out of the way
Yep,
and
and got crushed.
yeah, and got crushed. But if he did somehow survive, I mean, let's go back to Shippuden for real.
Yep,
Look at Obito.
yep.
Um, he
I know
got
where you're going.
he got crushed under the rock, and we thought he was dead, and then he comes back. As Toby. Spoiler alert if you haven't watched Shippuden. So
Spoiler.
it's very interesting to see what happens. If there is a season two, I might check it out. I told D that I wasn't really feeling it, but
Like the pace, you mean,
yeah, I
right?
wasn't really feeling the pace. I will say it is an anime. It's kind of like a chick flick, and
Hmm.
certain animes that are like this, I kind of stray away from
Yeah,
because it's like I already know the audience that they're trying to go after. I'm more of an action adventure
of
kind of.
course. Like we generally all are, Banks, and I mean you could basically label this a drama.
Yeah,
Basically,
it's a
I mean
drama.
it has. Me personally, since we're on the topic now, I would have done with a little bit more like her dealing with radicals maybe throughout the town
Yeah,
here and there because they're there. It's just like the way they chose to use them was in one lump sum. Like
yeah,
they could have sprinkled that in, it would have been great.
I agree. It's like they bring them back towards the end,
Yeah.
and like that's pretty much like when we get all the action. Like episode 8 is the
Hmm.
episode where it shows Gilbert and it shows Violet on the battlefield, and it's like they were like a dynamic duo.
Oh yeah, no
You know what I'm
kid.
saying? It's like Violet again, like I said, she's good at what she does, and she was taking guards out left and right. And when we
Hmm.
see the the rebellion of people that is trying to start the war up again, like one of the guys, he tells her, he's just like, "Hey, we shouldn't fight her. There's no point in fighting her because they already know who she is." You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? So
She got that name.
she got that name. So yeah, I mean, again, the series it is very interesting. I would recommend it. Uh, Again, like I said, I wasn't that far into it, but I know that D really enjoyed it, and he's going to be doing the specials. And I'm going to be looking forward to checking out your Rebel reviews. I am.
Thanks,
I'll
man.
check them
Thanks a
out,
lot.
and if those reviews are good, like the rest of our reviews, then I might check it out. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I
So
like that.
yeah, of course, of course. Now let me ask you this: 13 episodes. Which episode was your favorite? Like, was there any episodes where you got really emotional with, or were there any episodes that made you mad, that made you happy?
Um, I guess episode 13, the wrap up
Yeah,
was really good. I mean, it's cheesy to go, but like, yeah, the what was that episode? I guess it's 12 or 11, the fight on the train.
yeah, that was
Yeah,
12.
that was amazing. A very good moment. I like the action aspect of it. Because you don't get a lot of it, and then you get it at the end.
Yeah,
But I'm gonna say the end, like everybody, in the town and whatnot, writing the letters and doing a little festival.
yeah,
I thought it was very good as far as like a ceremonial aspect. It's nice, a way for people to get things off their chest, writing the letters to whomever they may be writing to, as a ways to deal with whatever kind of grievances or
yeah,
emotions that they couldn't let go. I really like that. What about you?
yeah. That's pretty interesting.
Hmm.
For me, my favorite episode. Ooh, I say okay. I have two.
Okay.
I'll say my favorite episode and the episode that made me sad. My favorite episode was the one where she had to go help the writer who had lost his daughter,
Mm.
and I mean, not he, but she pretty much helped him cope with the loss of his daughter and was able to help him finish writing the story that he was trying to tell. And one of his daughter's things that she always wanted to do was she wanted to walk across the lake, and Violet was able to leap into the air and almost made it across the lake, but of course she didn't walk on it. And I just thought that was cool because she was able to help somebody recover from grief and from
Yep.
sadness, so that way that they could continue on with their life. And that's something that I do like about the show. And again, like I said, I want to say this is like after episode 7, so I'm thinking probably it might be episode 7. It might be episode 7. Yeah, it is. I think it is
Thinking it.
episode
I
7.
think it's episode 7.
So it's like, that was my favorite episode because like I said, she was able to help somebody, and she was able to learn more because of this. And the episode that made me feel sad was the episode where she had to go and help the mother write letters for
Oh,
her
yep.
daughter because she was dying.
Yep.
And it was sad because the daughter, she wanted to spend all this time with her mother. She knew her mother was sick, but it's like her mother, she was trying to put stuff into place so that way that her daughter would be taken care of after she died, because she knew that she knew her time was coming, and she just wanted her daughter to be taken care of. And the daughter, I can't remember the mother or the daughter's name, but the daughter, she was just like, I want to do this stuff with my mother. Like, why does my mother want to hang out with me? Why does she want to read me books and all this stuff? And it's because she's writing these letters so that way that they can put them in place. And she wrote letters. Violet wrote letters from the time that she turned 10. I believe it's either 10 or 12. And she had letters for her for the next 50 years that her mother had wanted Violet to write. So I thought that was very sad. And then at the end of the episode, we see the girl, she grows up, she gets to the age of 12, and then she gets to the age of 18, and now when she's 18, it's like the mother is still talking to her saying like, I hope that you found somebody and all this other stuff. And then by she gets to the age of 20, now she has a kid of her own. And when Violet gets back to the building, her job site, she's crying because she's just like, all of this is sad. Like, I just wrote all these letters for somebody that is not going to be here, that's going to die. And that's another way that Violet knew what real love was, because for a mother to have so many messages for the next 50 years, man. Every year, and it's like every year the girl aged. It wasn't just, here's one for 12, then here's one for 18. She got a letter on her birthday every year. So that was a very sad and emotional episode for me. I watched that one at the gym, and I kind of got teary-eyed, but thank God that I was sweating, so that way I could just wipe my face off. And
that's right.
You know what I'm saying? So I will say it did have that, and it does get better towards the end. But yeah, like I said, I recommend this. D?
I definitely recommend it to people. It's a good change of pace from just a action. I like to tell Banks all the time, that anime is evolving just like any other genre, and it's branching out. There's genres for everybody now. There's horror, there's drama, there's romance. There's clearly action. There's mystery. So it's just us starting to look at other things, and I hope everybody out there really likes this review and gives it a shot. Just try it. I enjoy it from beginning to end. So
I like that. And thank you everybody for checking out this review. I hope that y'all go and check out Violet Evergarden, that is on Netflix right now, and let us know in the comments if you did watch it and how you felt about it. Tell us your favorite episodes. Tell us your favorite characters. Tell us what you are looking forward to if they do come out with a season 2, which I forgot to ask you, D. What are you looking forward to if they do come out with a season 2? What answers do you want to have asked?
Good point. I just want to see Violet become more of a real girl instead of like, I guess, a Pinocchio. I want her to find a way to embrace her emotions again, and know what she never knew before. And it's interesting because, going back real quick to her being able to effectively write the way she does, and everybody else in the building isn't as good as her. And the other characters throughout the story, well, at least the first season, they show a lot of different emotions, And I think that that's fun because they have a distraction, whereas she's writing to get away from something, so it's interesting. And I want to just see her grow as a character. And, there was the episode where she meets the scholar. And remember when they had to partner up and write, they had to rewrite scriptures or something like that?
Yeah, I believe that was in episode 6, I believe.
Yeah, and he was like, he'd find her one day, so maybe he'll come back. And, I don't know, be a love interest. It's just interesting because they have ways to do things. But like I said, I'll be doing the reviews for the special and the movie, right? So or
And
specials.
one other
Mhm.
thing too that we didn't touch on was
Yep.
Gilbert's brother, Dietfried. Did I say his name right?
Yep. I'm
Okay.
pretty sure that's how I would say it.
He is a dick.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like when Violet sees him for the first time, she thinks that it's Gilbert, and he's just like, no, I'm his older brother, and it's like he's kind of nice to her at first when he first encounters her, but then it's like when we see him come back, like that's when the asshole comes out, and he
Mhm.
tells her he's like the polar opposite of his brother. Like his brother is kind and loving and supportive, where it's like he is just like, no, it's like you're gonna do what I tell you to do. I'm gonna yell and scream at you. Like he told Violet, you need to live your life. You need to stop taking orders. All you were made for is to just take orders, and you need to stop. And it's like the way that he was talking to her, and like that's why I was saying earlier on, where it's like it kind of comes off like he created her. You know what I'm saying? So it's like if there is a season 2, I would just want to see if there's more backstory on that, because if he did create her and she is a human, are there others like Violet? Because Violet, while she is, skilled in hand-to-hand combat and, a mastery of using weapons,
Yep.
I want to know if there is people like her where they will give her a run for her money. And also, too, this is a theory that, not a theory, but I guess you can say like a versus battle. And I want to ask you, who do you think would win between Violet and Edward Elric?
I don't know, man. Violet's pretty damn good.
She is.
Are we going? If he's gonna use alchemy, then she's got to use weaponry.
It
It's
won't
only
be.
fair.
It won't be a battle to the death. So I mean, yeah, he can use weapons. I mean, we already know the weapons that he has. He has the sword blade on his arm.
Yep.
He has the spear that he makes, and he also makes cannons. And
Yeah. So what are you giving Violet? Because at the end of the day, without weapons, she's still human.
Violet doesn't need any weapon. I mean, like we see how she fights when there were people that did have weapons. Like she was able to take
True.
she was able to take people out that had guns, and she just rushed them. And that's another thing about Violet too, is that she's emotionless, so she doesn't
She'll pull the trigger.
Yeah, she doesn't fear somebody shooting her. Like she's just gonna try to dodge and get to her target. So I was thinking about this versus battle. Let us know in the comments who you think would win. For me, I might have to go with Violet on this as well, just because it's like Elric, not Elric, Edward.
Yeah.
Edward is good. I don't know, man. It's like I feel like he never had somebody that was on the level of Violet that was just like so good in hand-to-hand combat. Whereas
Yeah, that's true.
on Full Metal Alchemist, it was more about using the alchemy and whatnot. And if there was a fight going on, it was just a normal fight, like if me and you were to fight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because he never really fought any of the people who were like really, really good at hand to hand.
Yeah,
Like Bradley, he didn't fight Bradley,
Yeah,
so
exactly. It was always somebody else that fought the people that were
exactly.
hand-to-hand. So yeah, let us know in the comments who you think will win. With that being said, thank you for checking out this review. We hope that you enjoyed it, and make sure that you follow me, your hero Benjamin Banks, at KingBenji_Banks on Twitter and Instagram. You can find me on Facebook by typing in Benjamin Banks, and I should be the first person to pop up. D, let them know where they can find you at, brother.
Rebellious D __ D23 at Instagram.com.
There you go. I was waiting
Woo!
for it.
Yeah, man.
I see you was going to rock. You did the pause. You looked up. It's cooking. That's what I got.
Woo! Hey, man, that used to be such fire too. In the words of our other co-host, that used to be fire.
Yeah, for real. And
Yeah,
make sure that you check out our podcast, Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks, that you can find on any streaming services, and the link will be down in the description. And we release episodes every Tuesday, brand new episodes. And this month we are celebrating Black History Month. We are having Black people who are successful and have gone out and chased their dreams and have
That's right.
reach them, come onto our podcast and just let us talk with them and let the world know who they are if they don't know who they are already. So make sure that you check out the episodes that come out on Tuesday. The video episode of that episode comes out on Friday. Make sure that you follow all of the Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks social media accounts at Leveling Up Banks. That is on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And if you're feeling generous and would love to donate to us, we have a Patreon at Leveling Up Banks. So we hope that you have a good day, be safe, and enjoy the day. Eat something healthy and drink plenty of water. We'll see you next time. Keep them pinkies up. Peace.
Be sure to smash that like button if you enjoyed this video and get notified every time we upload a new one by subscribing and ticking the bell icon. You can also listen to the full episode by searching for Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks on your favorite podcast app. If you'd like to help support more great content like this, be sure to check us out on Patreon. We'll have the link posted in the description below. Thanks for listening, and see you on the next episode of Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks.